Let me show you my real power.
Good. Make it so that's not being so goddamn loud. Alright, cool. So the first return stream wasn't a fluke. We appear to be running good. Ha ha ha. Alright. Run the ad break just so people don't get ads real quick. So, we're running that. Hope everyone is doing well. But the plan is we are going to be doing the first segment of the Chao Athletic League. Not sure how we'll go. We'll go based off vibes. Might go... Honestly, if we really want to, we could just go all the way into... we could just push forward all the way to the end of like the first half of season 1 and just immediately be like, all right, cool, we're done, you know. But I have the lineups all set, so we'll kind of do it the same. We'll do like round 1 of the races, then some of the dojo. I think it's like round 1 of the race, then like rounds 1 and 2 of dojo, round 2 of race, round 3 of dojo, and then round 3 of race, and rounds 4 and 5 of dojo. So yeah, we got that all planned, and instead of rolling a dice this time, I just set up the picker wheel to have all 10 courses. And we'll just do that. We'll just have that be simple. So, alright. Let me go ahead and put out the Go Live notification in the Discord. And we're good. Alright, let's go ahead.
Stage select.
You know what I was thinking of? I should have done this. I should have definitely done this, but I didn't have the time. Or I didn't give myself the time. I wanted to make intro cards for all the characters, but that would have taken a little bit of work. But you know what? That is fine. So I can just show the scorecard, the one I posted in the Discord. There it is. Okay, time to make sure the monitor works. It does! Yay! Okay. It looks like we're on 7. Okay, we'll just cut off the players. Up. There we go. Okay. So this is everyone. This is the stat totals and builds of everyone's chows. You can see over all the way on the left. That's what everyone's stat ranks are. For the most part, I think I did my best to make sure people had like options that were pretty close to each other. The only one that's like potentially a little overpowered is later over here. But we'll see if there needs to be a thing where everyone needs like an extra level or two to like even the playing field, because later got like too far ahead. Because later proved to be a little too broken. Then like we'll figure it out. But you know, we'll see how it goes. Right now, Um, right now, I think a lot of the swimming courses is a lock for Winchun early on, so we'll see. We'll just see how it goes, you know. We'll kind of do that. Up, up. Boop. There we go. Okay, and then yeah, we just have the same kind of score levels. I have it marked here. You may not be able to see that. That's 20 levels and 7 animals. That's what'll be the difference going from season 1 to 2. And I kind of like just built this out, so we'll have everything. Basically same structure. Same structure as the first Chao League, though we went down to 4 seasons instead of 5, with just bigger stat boosts overall. I think technically season 3 to 4 is lower than like 4 to 5 was, but 2 to 3 you get 30 whole levels plus the animals, which we have can give you extra levels. So being strategic with how you use your animals is going to be like very key. And then over here we have the first half. It's kind of a little cut off here, but this is the schedules we went with. I really just took the schedules from the first Chao League and kind of mixed up the order of when they appeared, just so I didn't have to go through the actual labor of like reconstructing stuff, because we got the same participants as last time, so it doesn't make a difference. But alright, let's hop back over here. God dang. How loud is this Elgato? It looks like it's loud. I can't really tell how loud it actually is. It's time to chow down. Indeed it is. Hello, Kenny. Game isn't loud? That's good to hear. Okay, cool. I am quiet. What? Alright, sorry. I'll project more. Now, anyway,
Character select.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hop in. You can hear me all right, but just not the best. Okay. The projection is crazy! Alright, here is everyone. Hold on, I have to do the important due diligence. Scan for trees. Alright, cool. We're good. Doesn't appear anyone has eaten anything. Can't wait to get some Mexican food tomorrow. Ooh. That sounds good. Alright. Let's go ahead and hop right into this. Gonna be beginning with the races. And yeah, Kenny, I know we had been talking with Misty about potentially trying to play some, if we can, because I don't know if, unless we want to do the entire first half of season 1 this stream, I don't know if we'll like get all the way through it. It might have some time, so like if we can get a Left 4 Dead group together, I'm totally down. Had some bean and cheese burritos, then on 6-inch tortilla. They're pretty small, but I was finally able to seal burritos with shredded cheese. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. We got everybody. We have introductions. Ignore this garden. Hey, that's the old garden. Anyway, ignore them. Ignore them. There. A bunch of nameless chow. Okay. So, representing the community as a whole, our democratically determined Chao, Sponge. Don't they just look glorious? They'll be fun, I'm sure, and totally not a completely unoptimal meme build. Like, they could be a meme build, but unoptimal? I have no power to determine that myself, so we'll have to see. But moving over, we have later Kenny's Chao. And later, look at it. It's a run type, but the hero run types look weird. Or like they just look unimpressive. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It's got a little weird antennae, and I'm like, why is that the speed one? I don't understand. Hello Gray, how you doing? We're doing a quick little intro of the Chao. Already introduced Sponge, and later, then of course we have Gray's Chao, Nathaniel. I had to move to my bed because the dog was starting to get... I see, gotcha. Yes, we have Nathaniel, another run type. And it'll be fun to see where they go. I think they are currently the second fastest swimming Chao right now, and the fastest runner. So pretty solid set of stats. So we'll see what happens with that. We have this one, the just bright green light that they are. Hi Ansel, how you doing? But over here we have Win Chun. This is Lexi's Chao. Who went heavy into swim, but went with the fly type to have the only, going with the fly type to have the only S tier, the only one who took their A rank stat and made it an S. So, and it was fly in particular, which to be fair is one you can pretty effectively power level with the animals. So, we'll see how that works out. But for the purposes of Season 1, at least the first half of Season 1, going very heavy into swim means Win Chun is actually the fastest swimmer we have, and will also then be the bulkiest when we get to the dojo. Then we have this green thing over here. That is my Chao, Pappleton. They are pretty much kind of an all-rounder. I kind of invested decently heavy into stamina for this early game just because I chose a stat spread that had an E in stamina. So I was like, well, if I invest heavy into it now, I won't have to do it later. So it'll work, maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah. They are one of two Chao that are actually going for the crawl strat in this first season. The other one being Win Chun. Forgot to mention that. Win Chun is also sub 50 stat point in run. So we'll have two Chao crawling and just preying on your downfall, preying on those trips. You know. So I think I am the only one. I broke with everyone else. Everyone else here is either a fly or a run type. Just gonna point that out. Except for me, I went swim because I had a D in swim, and I needed that shit to be at least a C. So I did have to invest pretty heavy into swim for like minimal return, which was kind of a bummer. But you know, that's what Season 2 is for. And then finally we have Ansel's Chao, Themk, a fly type who invested quite heavily into fly. Actually, currently has the highest fly stat with a pretty respectable swim and run stat at the moment. I think the only one he didn't put much investment into is power, which, you know what? There's a thing to be said about that. That could be potentially solid. One nice thing about low power is your punches go out actually much quicker. So, that could be a strat we see employed in the dojo at some point. We'll see. But with introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and decide our first map. Hold on, let me hop over to the monitor. I have it set up on a wheel this time. So we're just going to go with whatever the round 1 pairing on which one of these is it. Ooh, and we start on Onyx. Okay. What's the round 1 pairing on Onyx? Here we go. Aha! Alright. So, swapping back over to here. Going for in and out boxer, quick time this time. Yes. It'll be, yeah, that'll be fun to see. Yeah, it's simply fun. I think there is definitely like a number of people here that want to like try to push fly to its limits and see how valuable it can be like in this kind of league. But okay, I just said we we're doing Onyx round 1. That will be later. I have to get all the controllers. So that will be a matchup of wireless controllers acting up. Hold on. Not cooperating. Alright, I'm gonna have to take a risk. I'm gonna have to use a controller that recently became kind of busted. And we're just gonna have to... Well, that doesn't act weird. It immediately started acting weird. Damn it. Yeah, that one, whatever, it was $15. Who cares? Give me a second. Aha! I did it! Ooh, excellent! Alright. Alright. We have Later, Nathaniel, Themk, and Sponge. Okay. Don't know if I've seen this matchup happen before, so it'll be fun. Sorry, Mike's making noise because I'm moving it. Okay. Off to Onyx, the first. I'm gonna take this off so I can laser in on making sure we don't be missing trips or anything. This is going to be the first race of Chao Athletic League 2. Oh, important point to note, we have the box and testing category. We have added the little pitfall traps. We're including those in the count for that category. So it kind of introduces a bit more variance and stuff. Okay. Let's begin. Well, yeah, we ended up with all the runners this time. Oh, and we see Sponge, one of the smart cookies. Oh my god, boxed for everyone else. Ooh, Themp is off, or Sponge is off to an incredible lead. Oh my goodness. off in the water. The only thing... Oh no, and a trip from later. Well, that is not good. Meanwhile, Themp... Oh yeah, Themp does not have a good swim stat. So, honestly, they needed that lead. They needed that lead really bad because Nathaniel is catching up. Close that gap pretty significantly. Oh, that is a trip from Sponge, isn't it? I think it is. Oh, and then a trip from Nathaniel as well. Okay, everyone but Themp has at least one trip. Okay, we're off to the quiz. Is the best? I guess so. There we go. What Sponge putting in the work? No! No, Nathaniel! Nathaniel, no! Oh, a second trip from Sponge. Oh my goodness! Nathaniel at least trying to get that box and tested score, I guess. Oh my goodness. No trips from Themp still. One for later and Nathaniel, 2 for Sponge. Everyone has gotten boxed, and but only Nathaniel got tested. Oh dear, and we're coming down the winding road. This one, the big difference here is obviously Chao can like cut corners, which helps make up the difference. But looks like we're coming onto the final stretch. Sponge with a commanding lead, but we are getting into the pitfall traps. Oh, a second trip from Nathaniel. Jeez, this is just not Nathaniel's race. And Sponge gets pitted. What about... Oh my goodness, later did not get pitted. Oh, but Sponge still takes it. Oh my goodness. Lack of crawling makes me happy, yeah. Oh my. Okay, hold on. After a second. It was not too bad at all. Let me go ahead and update some stats here. So, we saw 2 trips from Sponge tripped twice. Nathaniel tripped twice. Sponge managed to take a win here, while Nathaniel, unfortunately, took a last place here. In terms of the box attested category, Sponge got pitted. Themp got pitted, as did Nathaniel. Themp, later, and Nathaniel all got boxed. So that's 2 for both Themp and later. And Nathaniel managed to also get tested. One last pit for 4th place at the end. Themp didn't got pit? No, I saw 3. There were 3 pitfalls that had gone. There were 3 pitfall traps that had like triggered. The only one that didn't get pitted was later. Like, I was specifically watching for that. It wasn't letting me pause at the end of the race. That's weird. Don't worry about it. That only helps you. That only helps you for the box and tested category. But okay, I think that's everything. Good question. We were playing Rivals 2 for Falls like a week or 2 ago. During my game, I was playing Clarion on a Maple. Named SCR was in it. That probably was me. Free for all, I tend to play off main, and I was playing Maple a little bit a couple weeks back. I ain't doubting your method, scoff, man. Yeah. But yeah, like a week or two ago, yeah, I think I was playing. Yeah, I think like 2 weeks ago, I was playing a decent bit of like free for all and kind of rotating through the characters. So that you might have like encountered me. Oh, Steve's Felton. I saw your name popped off. Oh heck yeah! I'll be honest, did not do a great job at like looking at other people's names, so I probably did not notice. That's my bad. Standing on the edge, charging new speed. You'd be surprised that does not narrow it that far down, because inevitably every Clarion I encountered in every Clarion I encountered in free for all would do that at least once. I know. I think the only that's how we win. Fair. Yeah, you can easily just clinch like 2 kills. Like easy. It's oh my god. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I remember one time there was a Clarion that charged it. I think we were on like Fire Capital. This couldn't have been that one because I don't think I was playing Maple in that game. Play smart, not hard, exactly. But like I think like it whiffed, everyone avoided it, and it was me and a Loxodon just rushing at the Clarion to like I was just gonna go for a smash attack, but instead the Loxodon jabbed, hit me and the Clarion, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I would have accepted getting hit by a Loxodon smash attack if it meant the Clarion died, but no. Instead, the Loxodon just had to ruin it for everyone. If it works, it works. Very true, yeah. Nah. Smart people watch the Clarion slap the other people. True. And win the 1v1. Yeah. I very much play free-for-all in a like semi-political mindset where it's like I'm keeping track of who's in the lead, and I will just I'll intentionally ignore like people if they're like if I'm at 1 stock and they're at 1 stock, I'm just like I might like smack them away because I'm like get the hell out of here. We are not the enemy right now. There is a bigger threat like right over there. Or keep track of what the characters vote. Yeah. Same. Kill the lead. Exactly. And then if you're the lead, you just vibe. That's what I do. I'm like, oh, I'm in the lead now? Okay, nothing matters. Let's just rush in and down smash and see what happens. Unless the second place building momentum. True. Or if you're in a lobby that has gone like a few games and there's clearly like one person that's like the best out of the group, then you focus them down. Like, you focus them down, you try to get them underwater as fast as possible, and then just have that. When we played Smash those many years ago. Well, yeah, I do need to do like a Rivals stream. I wanna bring that back and do some stuff with the community, because it's been a lot of fun. I've been going to I've been going to a bunch of the like local Rivals tournaments in like my scene, and I'm like decent. I'm not great. I still regularly go like maybe like 1-2 in tournament, but that's still better than the 0-2 I regularly do at Smash. So lead, I'm gonna play the most slimy asshole anyone's seen. Yeah. Termites just run. Oh no. Who do you play? Robs doesn't have the same appeal as Smash as me. That's fair. Honestly, like, I think the main appeal of Smash is just like, hey, it's pretty simple. It's not a super mechanically, like, Ultimate at least, not a super mechanically deep game. It has depth, but you don't need to know it to have a good time. And honestly, I don't think you necessarily need to know, like, the deeper mechanics of Rivals to have a good time if you're playing, like, the more casual, like, formats or whatever. The only thing is that, like, a lot of the characters have deeper builds to their move sets, more like thought put into that, and right now the game at release doesn't have like really good tutorials for anyone. I like Claria though, and she uses it in Smash. Fair. The game you're like, yeah, that's also the thing. Smash has a bunch of like very recognizable IPs. Felt new to answer your question. I main Orcane. I also have Fleet as a secondary, but I've been really focusing Arcane right now. Also, locally, we have a bunch of Fleet anyway, so we have a good amount of Arcane too, but we have a lot of Fleet, and like I never run into Fleet online, like whether ranked or casual, so I get destroyed by the Fleet players because I just do not have the matchup experience right now, and it's really annoying. Training partner plays Arcane? Nice. It's super fun. I've been working on some stuff. I'm working on kind of like learning things and toying around, and I've mostly just been like chatting with a lot of the like Rivals 1 players around the area, just because like a lot of them have like a bit more knowledge of like Arcane from like the first game and some of the stuff that carries over from that. So Ori played Crag in early access, then Ori, and then Clarion. I've heard Ori was like really strong. I've seen some footage of Ori that like looked really cool. Yeah, I will say one thing, I think my matchup against Clarion will be better if I can either eliminate or control my habit to try to dash back to disengage. Like, I'll smack a Clarion and then, like, disengage so I can try to, like, just mentally reset and reset neutral. But every time I do that, all the Clarion has to do is either jab or forward tilt, and I, like, walked right into the tipper. So, I need to play against enough Clarions just so I can develop that mindset of, like, I need to be on Clarion. Like, I need to practice my input timings, because that's also a thing I run into sometimes, is I, like, tried to do a follow-up, but it was outside, like, the buffer window, so I just sit there like a dumbass and, like, get hit. And with that, hell yeah. I'll definitely, I just gotta find some time. There's, like, a bunch of stuff on, like, the streaming plate, and now that I finally have the, like, main PC working for stream again, like, there's so much. Next time you stream, I'll try to hop by. Hell yeah. Sounds good. But alright, back on the topic at hand. Where were we? I've recorded everything relevant for that first race, so let's go ahead. Man, Sponge taking the win. You know, I am so proud of Sponge. I'm so happy. Let's see our little Sponge doing work. Like, whoever I vibe with the hardest. Fair. That's really, honestly, just the best way to approach it. Like, honestly, I knew I wanted to play Arcane when I saw Rivals 1 Arcane, and I was like, ooh, that's really cool. And then I played Arcane, and I was like, ooh, I'm really having fun. I also really like Fleet, because she reminds me of Pit. Which, you know, like most of the characters, yeah. I think some characters I need to work with. I'm fine with playing most characters. I think Maple, I would need to actually put more effort into learning her. Same with Forceburn. It's my feeling on a lot of the characters is more just like, would I rather face them? And some of them are very annoying to face off against. Particularly Zetterbird. I call him Masherbird because god dang, it just feels like Zetterbird just mashes on you all the time. Now I'm enjoying Locks It Up. I'll be happy if Ellis eventually comes. I've heard a lot of people talk about Ellis. I know, like, Ellis is definitely, like, coming at some point. Like, all the like characters from the original minus the guest characters are coming back. We just don't know when. So, you know, we'll say that. That is if I actually have the game, which I don't. Oof. Fleet's my secondary. It's not very good, but it's my secondary. Fair, yeah. I think Fleet is the main one. I try, when I go into, like, casual, to try and do, like, warm-ups before, like, trying to hop into rank or whatever, because I'm silver. You know, I'm just a silver player. I accept it. I went on a pretty bad losing streak at one point and came this close to dropping into bronze, and I was like, no, I can't let myself drop into bronze, and I saved it. I clutched up. But it was like, damn, okay. So, it shows the importance of warming up. Grace what a special form of ooh, yeah, and listen. That'll be interesting. I know a lot of people are wanting to see Absa, the goat. The goat girl or whatever. I know definitely one of the people I know from like the Smash community who's like a villager player. He's definitely been like, of all the characters, of all the characters from the first game that he wants to see is Absa. Pegan Ness? Yeah, that sounds about right. That fits. Yeah, honestly, one fun thing about the locals so far is it's just been kind of really cool to see, like, you got obviously the Rivals 1 character players, of course, they're gonna carry over to the sequel, but there's been a decent amount of cross-pollination with not just the local Ultimate community, but also, we've had, like, a decent handful of, like, people from the Melee, like, the local Melee community, have been, like, hopping in. It's like awesome, you know? With that and like combo breakers looking kind of neat, like in that coming out, we could just start seeing like maybe we see some big tournaments that, you know, kind of like the FGC where there's like you start seeing some get good enough and have good enough legs that they get like equal billing, and it really just becomes like a proper like ecosystem instead of just being Smash and really nothing else. Really excited for the show. My bad. I'm sorry. We got distracted. I was talking platform fighters. All right, hold on. Let's go ahead. And we're going to hop back over here to the wheel. Let's see where our next race will be. I was too sick. Exactly. Ooh, Aquamarine. Okay. Let's hop back over here. Need to check. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna do. What am I doing? Sorry, I'm coming up with a color to mark like when I've done a race, like when the race has been completed. Sure, that works. Okay. All right, we're gonna hop over to Aquamarine, which is featuring Wing Chun, Nathaniel, Later, and Themk. Okay. Knowing what the stats are, I think I know the outcome of this race. But you know what? We'll see. Anything can happen. Here we go. All right. Oh, I just realized Sponge wasn't in there. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do the same thing we did last time where the thing was determined by... Yeah, we might do that. Actually, hold on. We'll hold off on Aquamarine for just a second. Yeah, because I forgot that's how we did it. The winner of the race gets to be player 1 in the next race. So, let's see. Who... That would be Crab Pool, Stump Valley, Block Canyon, Topaz, Periodot. Yes. I have to move stuff. Okay. I got it. Okay, we're back. Alright, so these are the ones we got Sponge on. And, oh, is it crap? No, it's Block Canyon. Okay. 2 pip for Mythic. Hell yeah. Alright. We did that. I'm gonna push all these back in. Boop. But alright, we are going to Block Canyon. Back here. Here we go. Okay. So, on Block Canyon, we have the winner of the previous race, Sponge. We have Appleton, Leader, and Nathaniel. Okay. On it, basically the same grouping as last time, except we swapped Pappleton for, or we swapped them for Pappleton. Okay. Let's see. All right, it's Block Canyon. It's a very short race. Mostly determined by your power stat with a little bit of run being important. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think right now, the highest power stat here should be Pappleton. In this group. No, actually I'm wrong. It's Later. Okay, so Later should actually have an advantage here. Well, let's begin. Okay. Yep. Looks like about what I expected. Nobody tripped, and Later is holding onto a lead. Pappleton actually in third, with Nathaniel in fourth, but Pappleton is at least able to pull into second there. Okay. Who ended up in last? It looks really close. I'll tell you, Sponge actually pulled just ahead of Pappleton in time. And hands Nathaniel. Hands another last place to Nathaniel. How tragic. Okay. Well, yeah, and nothing else really to report there. There were no trips, which would have been absolutely devastating on Block Canyon. Like, oh my god. But none of those. And Later is able to secure their first win. Meanwhile, Nathaniel suffers another last place placing. How tragic. We're just getting all of Nathaniel's bad matchups. Although, to be fair, Onyx was just a series of just bad luck for Nathaniel. It just, it happens. Here's how it goes, but alright. So now we go. Later gets to be player 1 for this race. So Later's on Stump Valley, Aquamarine, Peridot, Garnet, and Diamond. Okay. So, hold on. It's a bit more tedious than I expected it to be, but you know what? That's fine. Yeah, that should be correct. That should be everything. Yep, okay. And back to the monitor. Let's spin. There's 5 remaining ones where Later is involved. And hey, we're just back to Aquamarine. Like we were previously. Heck yeah, alright. Let me put these other ones back. Alright. But Aquamarine it is. Boop, boo doo. And on Aquamarine, of course, player 1 will get to be Later, who has to face off against Winchun, Nathaniel, and Themp. Not Themp. There we go. Okay, we're good. Do a little bit of marking stuff. All right. Now, off to Aquamarine. The first race so far featuring the crab pool. Who will win? I think Winchun, with the highest swim total, probably has the major advantage here, though who knows what happens. I was about to say Winchun could trip, but I just remembered Winchun has a 20 in run, so we have another crawler here. So this might just be, depending on the number of trips we see, this might just be a runaway success for Winchun. He's falling a little bit behind everyone, but once we hit the first water, this here, and look at that, Winchun just zooming by everyone. Yep, and there we go. Winchun was just barely able to take a lead over Nathaniel there. And Nathaniel, over this running section, doing their best to try and push forward with a lead. Able to pull up a little bit there. But will that be enough? That is the question. Later, doing their best. We have them in the back. Ooh, thanks to their fly, was able to almost catch up with later here. It looks like Winchun has taken the lead decently early on in Crab Pool as well. We'll just have to see, you know. Leads in Crab Pool can be pretty deceiving, as even just a small difference. Oh, I forgot it's this map. Yep, it is. And Nathaniel is putting up a good fight. Doesn't look too far behind, though we can't really judge the distances here because we are stuck looking at later. And it looks like Winchun is just about out. Yes, Winchun is out. The question is that a surmountable distance? Can Nathaniel make it? Can't really tell, but it looks like... Yeah, it looks like they're both at the end there. I know Winchun was still able to take it. Meanwhile, later pulling up the third place with them behind at the rear. No trips for either of them, sadly. Dang, not even an overly dramatic trip at the end for the stats. I guess not. They had too much pride. Okay. We saw no trips that time. No things of note. So, all we have to report is Winchun took a win, and Themp took a last place. How unfortunate. But now that means we get to go to a Winchun race. And Winchun is on quite a few of the remaining ones, I think. Winchun has Crab Pool Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Topaz, Periodot, and Garnet. Jeez, okay. So the only one, this first round that Winchun doesn't have to contend with is Diamond. It's alright. Yeah, I guess Winchun ended up kind of front-loaded on the first round. But let's go ahead and hop over, see where we go. Bing bong bee. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, it's the crab pool! What a disaster! How could this have happened? Alright. Well, don't you worry, Theft. Just rack up a few extra points. I'll throw away the battle to win the war. Exactly. That is the play. That's what you gotta do. But alright. On Crab Pool. On Crab Pool, Winchun will be facing off against Appleton. Nathaniel. And let's see. Once the wireless controller decides to still remember the crawl strat days. Exactly. Honestly, what I want to see is we get to like either Mushroom Forest or Peridot, where both Palpatine and Win Chun are on, because they're both crawl, but still in terms of run stat, I think like Palpatine has like twice the number or twice the stat total of Win Chun, so technically if it just comes down to those two, Palpatine should win unless Palpatine like utterly throws on like the pathing for Peridot. I got it. Okay. A sponge. There we go. Okay. I did it. Honestly, I feel like I should just have this thing in the first player slot just so it doesn't go to sleep on me again. Oh, well, we'll worry about it later. Anyway. Alright, let's begin. Off to Crab Pool. Well, speaking of the crawl strat days, I haven't worked on it as much as I should, but I was working on scripting out a video for the first Chao League, and I had a pretty funny idea on your how to present your decision on what to do with Thembo going into season 2. It'll be fun. I'm not gonna spoil anything for, you know, when I eventually get to making the video sometime, maybe. Crab Pool! Let's begin. Yeah, Win Chun is so, like, bright green, just blends into the grass so hard. Oh my god. No, poor Sponge! Crab Pool, we're in the universe where my Marvel carcinized. I don't want to admit I don't know what that word is, but I'm gonna admit that I don't know what that word is. Dang, okay. Honestly, like, Win Chun and Nathaniel is putting up a decent fight. Yes, Sponge can't swim at all. It's tragic. Win Chun's, like, doing decent to, like, kind of keep up. Or, Nathaniel's doing a decent job keeping up with Win Chun. Palpatine's definitely far behind, but, like, not necessarily a slouch. I think Palpatine is, like, the third fastest swimmer. Carcinization. Oh, become crab. I gotcha. Sponge soaks all the water, slows down. Yes. Yes. They're like, yay! Yay, Sponge, what the hell are you doing? Yay! Get over here! Alright. Well, Sponge taking their last place. And Win Chun securing a second first place placing. That currently puts them in the lead for wins right now. Poor Sponge at the last. Okay. Let's see. Back to the wheel. Win Chun took the first place again, so they get to beat player 1 again. That's just back to, I mean, it's every map but diamond for this first round. So let's hop back in. Let's do it. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, ooh. All right, we're gone. Garnet. Okay, this will be interesting. I don't think Win Chun's probably not well set up for this one. Obviously they've got like decent fly and decent swim, which will help them in like the first half of Garnet, but Garnet's got a lot of climbing, and Sponge is not exactly the burliest of Chao. So we'll see how that goes. But on Garnet, Win Chun will face off against. Hold on, boop. Win Chun will face off against them, Pappleton, and later. Okay. This will be interesting. I think most likely Garnet, this will be the battle for first will most likely come down between Later and Pappleton. They're both the two strongest in terms of power on this map, and both are like no slouches when it comes to their like swim or fly necessarily. So it really just depends. Though honestly, if Later trips at all, then that probably gives Pappleton a high chance of victory, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I see Pappleton ending up being a very middle of the pack. Honestly, if Pappleton can avoid any last place placings, that would be like ideal. Because sometimes just being consistently middle of the pack can still be its own reward. Okay. And we're off. And them already with a trip. Dang. Meanwhile, Later using their solid run speed and some very good pathing to immediately get out to a lead. But as we see, Win Chun is going to gain a lead here with their strong swim, and Pappleton doing some work to catch up as well. But we're on the first rock wall, and this is both Later and Pappleton's opportunity to make up some distance on Win Chun. Themp as well, but that trip has kind of just put Themp in a really bad position. Alright, everyone up at the top now. Alright, first one to a tree is Pappleton, so we'll see what they do. Themp also finally on the tree. I wonder if there's a stat that would ever determine like how quick they eat. Oh no! Pappleton ran into Themp while they were doing stuff. Oh my goodness. Win Chun and Pappleton are almost dead even, but Later... I spoke too soon! I was about to say Later hadn't suffered a trip at all, but they did. Which means Pappleton is in prime position to take it. Meanwhile, Themp has also finally reached the wall. All Pappleton needs to do is not throw on this final one. Oh, it's so close. Who's gonna make it? Pappleton. Pappleton has made it. Later potentially had a chance, but looks like they kind of screwed up on the Hey! That did it! That got that extra trip at the very end! Here's the climbing our power. This is the power course, yes. But I was wondering about the fruit. If there was like a stat that could determine how fast they eat the fruit. Alright, there we go. Pappleton able to secure their first win. Who knows, that could work in their disadvantage if other Chao don't manage to take a single win. Eating, yeah. I was wondering about that, because there is like the personality traits like Big Eater, similar to like the intelligence and luck stats that help out in certain things. That would be kind of funny, but I don't think that's a thing. But alright, anyway. Yes. So, Pappleton with their first win. Themp suffering their second last place. courtesy of 2 trips they had, later tripping once, which cost them the lead. Power should get more fruit speed to bite through the core hole. That'd be fair. Yeah, that'd be neat. Honestly, what if you, like, tied it to stamina? That'd be neat. Maybe. Determine, like, your like, appetite or something. Well, yeah. Just shooting the shit. Alright. Papleton has won it. Meaning we will go. Palpatine gets to take the player 1 slot. What we have remaining, Palpatine is on Mushroom Forest, Peridot, and Diamond. Okay. Because I find the idea of someone biting through a freaking avocado as if the seed was made of butter. Yeah, that would be really that would be funny. Just take an avocado, just bite through it whole, and not even like the tiny ass ones we have in America, because those are the only ones that can survive the shipping. Like the proper ones, like the avocados you actually get, like in the places they're grown, that are just like huge. So I think that is one thing I'd heard, is like, yeah, the ones in America are like relatively small just because they're easier to ship. What was I doing? Oh, right. Mushroom Forest, Peridot, and Diamond are the next ones to go to. Let's go ahead and hop that in. Hey, what's up, ASCF guy? How you doing? I mean, avocado here. Yes. Big ass green. Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, After Shadow, there's only 3 games left. I was actually considering, because we just had that new Sonic X Shadow Generations game, that, and also I need to buy time so I can procrastinate more on getting a Kinect so I can do the Sonic Free Riders. Because we actually did manage to finish our Shadow playthrough last stream. So, my plan is, probably won't do it, well, probably won't get started on it tonight, but I'll be doing the Sonic X Shadow Generations game as kind of like this retroactive jumping back in the list, and, you know, making a new entry for it. Play that, and then we'll get on to the bottom 3. Should be fun. Should be fun. Alright. Here we go. Papleton has only 3 remaining races for this first section. Was I already rated? No, it only came out like less than a month ago. So, I actually don't even know what its current rating is. But, it like, only just came out. Like, it came out, like, sometime in this October. So, I don't know what its rating is. Alright. Let's go. Beep, bop, beep. Oh. Okay, we're going right to Diamond. Let's do it. Gotta get those back on there. Remove Diamond from there. Back to the screen. So, on Diamond. On Diamond, we have Papleton, Themp, Later, and Nathaniel. Okay. Alright, the lack of wind chun here means the crab pool could give Nathaniel the biggest advantage. Though Nathaniel does have the lowest stamina so they will massively slow down towards like the very end. But the real question is, will that matter? The only Chao that could maybe like continue where that could have mattered is Sponge, but Sponge is so bad at swim that it doesn't matter. Alright, and we are off! Thinking through the box. Alright, I'm gonna need some watchful eyes. Make sure we're not missing any trips or nothing. Ooh, and wow, Palpatine is smart. They still got boxed and no one else got boxed. Oh no! This is awful for Palpatine right off the gate. But there is still quite a lot of track to go. So this is certainly not the end. Probably, yeah. You know what? That's just all of them getting... That's all because, like, those three specifically all got boxed on Onyx. So, you know, it works out. Right now, Later is in the lead. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense going through the Rockwall section. Uva Nathaniel is currently in first, though we are getting to the tree section, so that is kind of deceptive. Alright, yeah, Palpatine is definitely going to have to do some work to catch up. Oh, jeez. Palpatine was a little stuck on the tree there and lost some time. Let's keep an eye on this. Nathaniel way in the lead right now. Getting into this first water section. Palpatine just very much picking up the rear here. What can they do to close the gap at least on second and third? As Nathaniel has already made it to the other side of the water, making their way towards the test. They are out of view, so we're going to have to watch the mini-map. Just in case they trip or something. Doesn't look like it. Palpatine just doing their best to keep up with Thumpkin later. Here we go. This is actually Palpatine having the smart gene is going to be a little bit faster acting than the others. It looks like I wasn't paying attention. It looks like it is the Sonic doll. Well, Nathaniel was able to get it right this time, learning from their mistakes. Well, I don't know what they got. Oh, a trip from Nathaniel. Oh no! Look at poor Theb. Theb is going to get tested. Oh no! That is a brutal testing on Theb. Meanwhile, oh, a trip from Later. Is it just me? I think. Not sure. I wonder if Later got like a second trip there. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. Okay. Yep, that is a trip from Later. A testing for Themp. Palpatine got boxed. We've seen it was only one trip from Nathaniel, I believe, right? Oh no, they're dumb. Yeah. Okay, dang. Nathaniel is off to a huge lead, and the most unfair aspect of this game is, look at that. Their stamina meters not changed at all. They do not lose stamina in swim. It is ridiculous. Alright, Nathaniel. And they're off, but they have just now run out of stamina. So their progress is going to be incredibly slow. Can Pappleton or anyone else catch up? And depends. Pappleton running on fumes as well, just about to lose out on steam. Yes, which means Nathaniel should be able to just barely cruise to victory. Nathaniel did get pitted, as did Pappleton. It looks like Later in third, about to run out of stamina as well. Oh, looks like, yep. Later did, in fact... Oh, they tripped and got pitted. Okay. That had to... That's the only way I can explain that. Okay, everybody got pitted. Everyone got pitted, but, looks like Later has 2 trips to their name. Okay. It's funny, swimming is probably the most stamina-intensive activity. Yeah. Without prevalent swimming is, you'd think they would. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to have to try to remember everything here. So, Pappleton got boxed. Themp got tested. And then everybody got pitted. So... that brings Nathaniel's total up to 4, Later's total up to 3, Themp's total also up to 4, and Pappleton's total up to 2. In terms of trips, we saw 2 trips from Later, putting them at 3. Nathaniel had 1 trip, put them up at 3. Did we see a trip from Themp at all? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember. I think the first big thing with Themp was getting tested. I'm also gonna update Nathaniel taking their first win. And Themp taking their 3rd last place. Yeah, I think that just about covers it. Yeah, I do not recall. I can always check the VOD. But, you know. Alright, that's Diamond taken care of. And Nathaniel taking a win means we get to go to a map with Nathaniel on it. Which is... okay, we've got 3 remaining for Nathaniel. We have Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, and Topaz. Alright. So, we really only have like 4 left for this segment. And the only one getting excluded is Peridot. So, let's hop back to the wheel and spin. Where are we going with everyone? Ooh, alright. We are going to Mushroom Forest. Let's go. So, on Mushroom Forest, we have, of course, Nathaniel. We have Nathaniel paired up against... ooh, Pappleton, Winshun, and Themp. Okay. This is really important. This is obviously the shortest of the running maps. With the 2 crawl strat. We have 2 crawl strat Chao. And then Themp, who I don't think put too much work into run, if I recall. They put a decent amount. We'll see. So it really just comes down to it comes down to either if neither Nathaniel or Themp trip, they'll be in good shape. But if one of them trips, then the other one wins, and if both of them trip, it's probably Papleton's to win, but that's not a guarantee. Because the run stats are so low that it might not make a difference. That should be correct. Let me double check. It is. Alrighty, let's begin. Alright. Let's go Mushroom Forest. Honestly, just a generally polarizing map, I'd say. It's basically just a 100-meter dash equivalent. Let's see, Nathaniel, of course, in the lead. Palpatine actually currently taking up the rear. Winchon somehow a decent bit ahead of Palpatine. How? I think it's just because Winchon has managed to get ahead of Palpatine, so they are getting pushed. Alright, we're just at the end. It looks like there are no trips from anyone. And Palpatine is going to take their first loss. Damn. I do not understand how that happened. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I do not comprehend how that happened. Like, numbers-wise, Palpatine has twice the run stat of Winchon. So in a crawl perspective, they should at least be evenly matched, if not slight lead for Palpatine. But, oh well, can't complain. I was absolutely staring at the two runners who'd been like, trip, trip, trip. But wasn't to be. What a shame. Alright. Alright, that is a last place for Palpatine. And another first place placing for Nathaniel. Okay. So, back to the Nathaniel maps. It's literally between Aquamarine or Stump Valley, so let's go ahead and just literally hop right into that. And it is the Stump Valley. Sweet. There we go. We're just breezing through this now. We're down to the last couple for round one. So in Stump Valley, Nathaniel is going to go up against Winchon. Winchon, Sponge, and Later. Let's go. This one will be interesting. I'm going to venture a guess. I think Later might be able to win this one. You know what I should be doing? I should, we can do this next session. I should start opening up, like, polling. People can, like be able to bet channel points on, like, which Chao will win or something. I think that'll be fun. I would just need to set it up. Fun little bit of viewer engagement, because I know I love taking guesses at, like, who's gonna win. Yay! Let's go gambling! Alright, here we go. And oh my god, Nathaniel already off to a trip! Damn! Why couldn't you have done that on Mushroom Forest? Dash my dreams of the least last place award. Oh dear. Yep, that high fly and swim stat has given Winchon an opportunity to last ahead. And oh my goodness, can Winchon actually win this? My gosh. We can't see because Nathaniel's picking up the rear. And it was, in fact, Wing Chun. Wow. Able to take the inside route and cut everyone off. Amazing. That is another victory for Wing Chun. And another defeat for Nathaniel. How tragic. A trip and a last place. On these shorter courses, trips are, like, very devastating, so that makes sense. There we go. Nathaniel takes a third last place to put them currently tied with them for most last places. Wing Chun takes their third win. Yeah, Wing Chun takes their third win, putting them in the lead. Let's gamble on babies, yes. Well, they evolved, so technically they're adult Chao. Sports betting is not illegal in our state. No. Don't worry, it's not real money. It's fine. Weren't they doing like a recount of that? Like, it was super close. I voted against it. But, it was like really close. Alright, let's see. Wing Chun. We've only got 2 maps left to go. And Wing Chun's, of course, on both of them. Alright. It's between Topaz and Peridot. So, let's spin the wheel. Bing bong ding ding. And it's Topaz. Okay. I wonder. Voted for it because it's legal in other states. Spin dollars twice. Might as well be. I suppose that's fair enough, but I did it on kind of a principle thing that, like, I didn't like that they advertised it as like, oh, it's gonna help like fund education, when it's like, I just don't like how we fund our education system. I don't like the idea of it being based off of abusing people's addictions. So I'd rather a much more like standardized and fair way of funding our schools. But yeah, that's what I'll say on that matter right now. Yeah, off to Topaz we go. But if you'd like to fund our Chao's education, perhaps we can gamble some channel points. These sports betting was I suppose it does enable some people to drop empathy, like drop their empathetic feelings towards people if they like get into debt from gambling, because it's like people look at that as like a moral failing rather than like what it is, which is addiction. Your education also gets money from tobacco and alcohol exploitation. That's fair. Like, still kind of questionable, but at the very least it's exporting. It's exporting. So it's someone else's. It's probably Americans' problem. So, just don't see why not here when the rest of the country allows it. That's fair. Honestly, like I said, I did it just as a personal hang-up because I kind of expected it to pass. I really didn't expect it to be this close for that particular vote. So I was just kind of like, whatever. You know, that's one of those ones I was like, I'll vote with my conscience on that one. I voted with my head on like most everything else, but that one I was like, let's go with conscious. More being that it's impossible to truly stop it with state intervention without being autocratic and having so much money to deal with the aftermath. Might as well make it have a return. That's fair. Also, like, for me, it's like, I don't like the justification for it, but to be fair, I don't think making it illegal is necessarily the right move. It just all comes down to regulation and execution. And knowing Missouri, I'm not sure I really trust them on that. I think if we were to do it, it would ideally be more at like a federal level, and have like a more effective, like some good regulations. Though with our current government, I don't think I would trust them with those regulations. So, Eh. Well, I say current, the coming administration, given how dog shit this election was. Anyway. 69 path 30 game. Fair. So by taxing addiction, you make them too pricey to actually sustain, reducing it in the long run. It's better than to do with tobacco at least. That's fair. That is fair. The only thing is, so long as you have these social systems to help the addicts that are going to, like, it's too pricey, but their addictions force them to go into severe financial crisis as a result. If you have these social systems, you have the ways to support them, then it's fine. But individuals people affected by doing tobacco tax suppression makes smokers smoke more. I know Australia did that shit. I know there's certainly some countries out there that will put like images of like lung cancer, like diseased lungs. And yeah, there's a lot of like interesting data to like dissect the actual impacts of stuff like that. It's absolutely not a solution, don't get me wrong, but it is a thing that can help some. That's fair, yeah. It's ultimately, it's always one of those things where it's like, it's never a single solution. Any solution is going to have knock-on effects that you have to, like, take into consideration and be willing to actually work on that. It's not something that a half measure is going to actually meaningfully solve. So, but that's the important thing, is making sure you hammer home that it's like, if you're going to approach the solution, you need to take, like, everything. You need to be able to be willing to commit to like the knock-on effects and the actions you need to take to deal with those knock-on effects. Being with aggressive warning has been statistically proven only have made shit way worse in the long run. It was the stupidest movie took so far. Ah, gotcha. I'll believe you on the stats on that one, just because I don't know that. I don't know that too well with honestly, I just don't know how, because we don't do that here in the US. We just have we just force them to have like pretty sterile like labeling and stuff. It's not like it used to be with like the Marlboro Man or any of that stuff. You have to be like pretty just straightforward with your packaging. So you're a doctor, right? No, I am not. I just have opinions. Also, hello, welcome in. And honestly, I just don't smoke with, or it's like, I don't smoke, and I'm not really gonna judge anyone for smoking, like, regardless, so. It's really just, like, not the most important, and like that, the most impactful thing to me. Oh, I see. Smoke occasionally. Fair. I have some friends that like have smoked cigarettes. Friends that have smoked like weed and other stuff. I don't know if any of them ever had like hard drugs, but you know, none of my business. My drug of choice is alcohol, and I drink responsibly, as in I drink socially. But this is a pip, so it's not beer. But yes, as can you say, I'm Dr. Desiotter. It's like, but the kind of doctor that's not medical. That's always the funniest thing, is the fact that you can get a doctorate in just about anything, so you technically can be doctor when there's a very clear implication. But alright, we were going to Topaz, right? Yeah, we were. Let's do it. Shaq has a doctorate. Beautiful. I love it. Dr. Shaq. But alright, we are going Win Chun on Topaz facing off against Nathaniel, Sponge, and Them. So another one of those, basically the same, but... Yep. Let's do it. It's for freaking 99 Club about the doctor titles. Well, is it Brooklyn? Oh, you mean Brooklyn 99. I'll be honest, never watched that show. I've seen clips, but I never sat down and watched it because I'm not good at sitting down and watching shows. Most of the time. There's like so many shows. You're back? Welcome back. Yeah, from what I've seen of it, Brooklyn Nine-Nine looks like such a just like fun show. It's just one I like. For one, I never knew where it was like streaming or whatever, so I never seeked it out. I have a Bicon Rapid. Ooh, neat. All right, we're going to Topaz. All right. It's Topaz, which means it has the crab pool. So we're being perfectly honest. I think Win Chun takes this. That's just my assumption. You know, we'll see. All right, go. Anything can happen, though. Anything can happen. Topaz is decently long and varied in what stats it favors. But all right, them off to a good pathing start puts them in the lead. Here we go, off to the first water section, where of course poor Sponge is going to struggle the most. This is Win Chun's opportunity to either catch up or take a lead, but they were not quite able to get ahead of Nathaniel, who is off here. Let's see, who is the strongest? I think strength-wise, them might be the strongest here. Oh, Dom. Da-da. Alright, well, everyone is up. What was it? Oh no! Themp tripped! Well, you know what? I'm not gonna finish looking up those stats because Themp tripping is not good. Not good for them. And dang, that flying from Win Chun definitely helped when they were fighting back and forth, but Win Chun just barely able to pull ahead in the second little water section. While Themp still in fourth. But hitting the crab pool should be Themp's opportunity to at least avoid last place placing, as Sponge is going to have to do their absolute damnedest to yeah, Themp is gonna probably have a decent time getting past Sponge. Here we go. Nathaniel was not able to build too much of a lead in this running section leading up to crab pool, which means Win Chun should just be just pulling ahead. And crab pool just wins it again. Yeah, that fly though, that fly was insane. Have a stack of some rope. Sounds good. I think some swim for later. That it will be useful eventually. True. But for now, Themp should be able to at least avoid a last place finish. And here we go. Yep. Win Chun just in an absolutely devastating fashion. He's able to take it. There we go. Meanwhile, it looks like yep, Themp and Sponge have finally gotten out of the crab pool. And they are making their way slowly but surely to the finish line. There we go. Well, Pep did get a trip. So that puts them up in terms of trips to 3. So within spinning distance, right now Nathaniel has the highest trips. I don't think they tripped at all this time. Let's see, Win Chun taking their 4th victory. Sponge getting handed a 2nd last place placing. Okay, and I think that's it. No one else, from what I could tell, tripped. I think it was just them taking a trip. So, okay. And with that, we have, in round 1 of the race, we have 1 remaining, and that is Peridot. Which just so happens to feature Win Chun, Sponge, Palpatine, and Later. There we go. All right. Well, we'll see how this works out. Okay, honestly, the real question is, can Palpatine get the better of Win Chun in terms of the crawling? This time on a much longer map. Or will Sponge and Later be able to avoid trips? Alright. Let's go. And looks like Win Chun right now in the back. Oh, Palpatine cutting Win Chun off now. Kind of just forcing Win Chun to not be able to get ahead of Palpatine. This is honestly what I expected to have seen before. Oh, but a trip from Later, no! Oh, but it looks like, Win Chun able to get ahead of Palpatine by taking the inside route. And that's a pretty decent lead. Now this is up to Sponge. If Sponge can keep good routing and not trip, Sponge could eke this out. Palpatine needs to reposition if they want to be able to take good inside routes here, though. Oh, but Palpatine's just not doing that. Meanwhile, Later doing their best to try and catch up. And... oh, a double trip! A double trip from Later and Sponge! And this is now suddenly a battle of Win Chun and Palpatine takes the outside route! No! Oh, a 3rd trip from Later! Oh my goodness! Oh, and it is clear I don't think Sponge has a chance of catching up. Oh my goodness. And geez. A tragic result for Later. Later, we don't have to be here. We can just go. Oh no. And Palpatine taking the absolute worst route on that final turn cost them. They could have done it. Oh, that's such a bummer, but okay. First round of the races has Win Chun in a solid lead with 5 wins. Later, honestly taking their first loss. That wasn't too bad. It took 3 trips for it to happen. Which puts Later's trip total up to 6. Decently in the lead for most trips. Sponge taking a trip puts them up to 3. But alright, that was the first round of races. Now we do a couple of dojo runs. I was going to point out, I think that one chatter that was like, so you're a doctor. I feel like I was sensing some hostility in that question, but I wasn't going to engage with that because I was like, don't think that's worth it. Because who knows? I could have just been wrong and been implying it. Who knows? But all right, not worried about it. There's definitely more early game viable in this system. Crawl will likely only be dominant for the first season. Yeah, that definitely seems to be it. That definitely seems to be like the kind of play, especially in this current meta where we start everything a little bit higher. Because yeah, like once run stats hit a certain point, crawl won't be like as viable. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I think this we'll definitely also have to see like who gets bonus levels and how that'll impact the second half of the season. But for our very first match in the dojo, it'll be this is player 1 and 2. It'll be Pappleton versus Sponge. Alright, and begin. Let's go. Sponge, decently tanky. Pappleton, able to hit like somewhat hard and also a little tanky themselves. But both of these two, decently high fly stats, so we might see a fair bit of dodges. Also, these are the two that got high intelligence stats. Ooh, but Sponge a little bit faster than Pappleton, able to get a hit in, but Pappleton able to answer. Both of these, their Zeal's just not going down at all. I think this really will come down to who can get dodges in. But Pappleton hitting a little bit harder. I think Sponge is going to have to do a bit more work here. Ooh, Pappleton not able to do this. Alright. Pappleton back up in the lead. Will we see any dodges here? That is the important question. Nope, no dodge from Pappleton. Whoa. No dodge from Sponge either. In fact, that was a crit. Looks like did a ton of damage and a dodge from Pappleton. Not really impacting Sponge's Zeal at all, but giving Pappleton an even bigger health lead. So what's going to happen here? No, Pappleton not able to dodge again. Ooh, and Sponge down on barely any health remaining. What? Sponge running out of Zeal, and Pappleton just able to go. Yeah, just kick him. All right. Well, there we go. All right, the first fight of the dojo. Pappleton takes a win. Out of that, Sponge taking a loss. Pappleton taking a win there. It was no ring outs or timeouts. This is an all-out nerd fight. Yes. Alright. There we go. That was the first match. Pretty exciting. Just a bit of a slugfest overall. Before our next match. Oh, alright. Our next match, we have Win Chun versus Later. Let's go. This will be interesting. Win Chun doesn't really hit very hard, but is quite tanky with that high swim stat. A decently high fly stat. Honestly, I think most Chao here have decently high fly stats, so we might see some dodges here or there. Well, Win Chun also not losing Zeal very fast. They also might be kind of smart. Have to see. Yeah, meanwhile, later, definitely losing Zeal pretty fast. Oh, but later, able to get a crit punching through Win Chun's defenses. It depends here. Ooh, Win Chun just not able to get those dodges in. It really comes down to, oh, yep. Later running out of Zeal, Win Chun able to disrupt recovery. What's gonna happen? Win Chun really needs to get some dodges here. That crit was absolutely devastating. As later has a solid lead. Ooh, later just keeps running out of Zeal. Win Chun needs to move a little bit faster. Oh my, it's still pretty close, but oh my gosh, Win Chun needs to get this needs to get these dodges in. With 10 seconds left, this is definitely going to time, and it looks like Win Chun is not going to be able to. No, Win Chun not able to turn it around, which means later gets the win. All right. So later starting the dojo off with a win. Win Chun, again, it was close, but ultimately was a loss. But it was a timeout, which can be beneficial for both of them, as we do have the timeout bonus. So, see how it goes. And let's see, the remaining fight for round one. Let's move. How dare! Alright. And for round one, the last fight we have will be Nathaniel versus them. How dare indeed. Yes. Alright, here we go. Nathaniel and them. Let's see how these two are gonna fight it out. Them having no legs means we are probably only going to see punches from them. Oh, yep. Both not really able to deal much damage to each other right now. Oh, but still getting some good hits in. Will we see any dodges? That is the big question. Oh, them already needing to reload on Zeal. Oh my gosh, and them getting dangerously close to the ledge here. What's gonna happen? Oh, but both are going to need Zeal healing. Oh, jeez. But Nathaniel started it with way more. Oh, and then with a dodge, keeping themselves in this fight. Still not able to answer back with much damage, but that's fine. All that really needs to do is prevent getting wrung out, which would gain Nathaniel a bonus point. Just a bonus level all on its own. Oh my, it looks like it. Like this is just how it's gonna be. Oh, Nathaniel running out of Zeal with 5 seconds left. This is still clearly going to be Nathaniel's win, but it was not going to end. It was not going to end in a ring out. All right. And Themp manages to get a dodge on the board. A loss via timeout. And Nathaniel, a win via timeout. The now Themple rivalry is dead. Oh no. Them's going to be losing a lot this season. Understandable. I think a lot of people have like decided their builds are going to be either race or dojo specific, which will be fun to see how those like cross pollinate. Okay, we got round 2. We'll move on immediately to round 2, which we have round 2. We're going to kick things off. Themp is going to be returning, this time going up against Win Chun. Playing a long con with Themp's training. Fair. Alright. How will these two competitors go at each other? Honestly, I think right now what Win Chun needs with their build, obviously improving their fly will help them with dodging. But Win Chun, I think to go for the build I know Lexi is going for, run is going to be important. Oh, but that dodge makes such a big difference. Especially look at the damage it did to Themp's Zeal meter. Oh, geez, yep. Themp is going to need a little bit of pep in their step, but Win Chun cuts that short. And I think Themp's going to need a little bit more cheering coming on, but at least gets a hit in, but is once again cut short. Oh no! Oh no, what is Themp to do? Win Chun still at such a high zeal amount, and oh, Themp at 0 zeal. So at least gives them an opportunity to get all the way back up to full. And yes, Themp going to get a dodge of their own, finally dealing some actual damage to Win Chun's zeal. But can the momentum be changed? It's only 10 seconds left. I don't think Themp has a actual method of coming back from here. But who knows? Maybe Themp can pull out another dodge? No. Okay, once again we see another match go to time. I accidentally clicked on the spreadsheet for the first league. All right, Win Chun taking a win there. Themp taking another loss. But Themp now has a total of 2 dodges. Win Chun getting their first dodge on the board. Win Chun also getting a win in timeout, progressing them towards the timeout bonus. Same with Themp. They now have 1 win and 1 loss via timeout. The way the timeout bonus rules work, both of them only need 1 more match to go to time to qualify for the timeout bonus. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that'll have to wait until the later rounds, which after this round, we'll probably do another round of the races, unless we think anyone is... I know there was some interest among some to play Left 4 Dead. If that interest is still active, then we can switch over to that. Otherwise, I'll do more Chao. We'll see. But anyway, our next match is Sponge v. Later. All right, how will the Sponge match up against Later? We'll have to see. Later definitely able to hit harder. Sponge, highest health bar, not very good. I think like lowest swim of the field, so not really gonna work out too much on that front. What Sponge really needs to do is get lucky with some dodges. Ooh, Sponge actually able to get a good chunk of damage in there, but Later just absolutely shredding Sponge. Oh my god, a crit! Sponge also getting a crit, but no! It is a win by knockout. Dang, no dodges Sponge just getting flung across the stage. That if that had gone poorly, that could have just been a ring out, but Sponge just barely able to avoid that. And later, taking their second win. Sponge taking their second loss. Yeah, no dodges from what I remember. Yeah, no dodges, and it was a win by KO. So, yep. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. And now, the last match of round 2. We have Nathaniel versus Pappleton. All right. See how this goes. Yeah, Pappleton having the high intelligence gene definitely gives them an advantage on the zeal perspective. Ooh, but Nathaniel with a dodge, rendering that not relevant. Having a solid health lead. No question, yeah. I think Pappleton probably is able to deal marginally more damage than Nathaniel, but what Pappleton really needs to do is dodge, but no! Nathaniel getting a second dodge, just very much hurting Pappleton here. Oh, but Nathaniel also is in need of some zeal. See how this works out. Pappleton really needs more dodges to even the odds here. Oh, but Nathaniel just a little bit faster on that hit, so they don't even trade. Come on, Pappleton, dodge it! You can do it! I believe! Oh no. This is still very scary. Alright. Oh, a dodge from Pappleton! But is it enough? No, with less than 10 seconds left, it is not going to be enough. Oh, I think Nathaniel still had time to get up and throw a fist. Dang, but all right. That is as a match going to time. Let's see, Pappleton taking a loss via timeout. Nathaniel taking another win, also via time. Getting 2 dodges there. Pappleton getting 1, so that brings Pappleton's total up to 2. Alright, that should be accurate. We've got a tie for wins right now between Later and Nathaniel. Themp and Sponge tied for most losses right now. Yeah, we're only in round 2, so of course no one was going to be able to clinch the timeout bonus, but just believe it's pronounced Nathaniel. A reasonable consideration. A reasonable thought. All right. So the question, it is about it's about 10:30, so Kenny, do we know if also Gray, if you're here, if Missy is up for some like Left 4 Dead, I'd be down. You do not know? Check. Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and check. If we can get a team of 4 together for Left 4 Dead. And honestly, Lexi, if you're interested, you're also for invitation. If one can't join and you're able to join, you can always do that. Invites are always open. But yeah, if we can't wrangle Left 4 Dead together, then I'll do another round of the Chao League. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to continue petting this. I don't think I've named this Chao.
Everything will be okay.
Let's see. I'm watching the Discord DMs. We might have a full team of 4. The real question, it comes down to Gray. It comes down to, is Gray able to join? That's the important question. I'm just adding them in the chat. Okay, yeah, so far, what's everyone's thoughts on how this, Chao League's been working out? We definitely probably gonna be too tired. Bummer, but that's fair. I honestly started later than I really should have. Great. Hi, Misty. Please. Cool to be back to Chao. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I've missed this. This has been putting this together, hosting it. It's all been great. But yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer, but it is understandable. Just because if we had done this around, if I had just started like an hour earlier, this would have been great to like just do the first section and then hop into something else. But no worries. Yeah, we'll just have to do it another night. Because obviously Left 4 Dead's best with a group of 4. Plus, we still need to complete the one campaign that crashed on us, and I could actually stream it this time. So, yeah. That was mean to the game. It was very mean to the game. We were literally at the end, like, oh my god, and then he just crashes on us. Like, how rude. But alright. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to get your hopes up, Misty. I definitely got my hopes up, but it happens, you know. Timing just works out that way. It's a bummer. But, in the meantime, that means we're gonna do more chat races. Oh. Sorry, I just looked at the Discord in general. Just forgot. Oh, I'm gonna mute desktop. I was gonna watch. I was absently only gonna watch the Brooklyn Nine-Nine clip that also posted, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I get desktop audio on this thing. Also, it literally just played an ad. There we go, jeez. watch that clip. That's great. I can turn desktop audio back on now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything we'd want to play with just the three of us at the moment. So... Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. We'll just figure out something another time. But yeah. So in the meantime, back to the Chao League. Da 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 da. So basically, I'm just gonna put the entire wheel back on, and we'll decide which is the first race of Part 2 gonna be. Period. Fun. Alright. Let's see. Who is on Period? Okay. Period. We are starting with Win Chun, Nathaniel, Later, and Them. Okay. Later. Kenny later gets a chance at redemption. Maybe they won't trip 3 times this race. We'll see. And this time, it's all like decent runners. Except, maybe Themp? No, I think Themp is decent at running. Nathaniel's definitely up there at running, so... We'll see. Who knows? Win Chun just might snap victory from everyone else's defeat. So Win Chun, Nathaniel, Later. There we go. Let's do it. Back on Period. Do wish there was a way of skipping this little opening bit. It's fun, but we're doing a bunch of races, so it's a little tedious sometimes. Alright, well, we're off. Nathaniel in the lead right now. Honestly, the package is really close. We just Win Chun back there. Low to the ground, just playing on your downfall. Oh my gosh. Themp was doing some sus moves, and oh my gosh, a trip from Nathaniel! Oh no! Can Nathaniel make up that distance though? There is still plenty of race to be had, but that distance is brutal. Alright, doing some weird pathing choices going through the test room. Well, honestly, well, I was gonna say Later was in a weird position, but was able to just cut right ahead and maintain that lead. Win Chun catching you tripping. Look at that. It's taking a good chunk of this race for Nathaniel even to just try to catch up to a Win Chun. Just barely able to get ahead of Win Chun right now. He's taking an inside path. So it really comes down. Can everyone remain on their feet and hand Win Chun their first loss? Oh, an inside route has put Nathaniel back in 4th, but we're on the final stretch. On the final stretch, can Nathaniel takes a slight lead. And there we go. Later, with no trips, able to take it. And with some good routing at the very end, or some good routing in the last half, Nathaniel able to pull out a victory. Hold on. Oh, I was on the right thing already. Well done, later. Yeah. That was a good job. Nathaniel with the trip. Nathaniel with the trip definitely. Nathaniel tripping and later having no trips at all definitely like sealed that. Meanwhile, Themp honestly putting up a solid performance throughout the entire race. Just I honestly think if later had tripped at all, I think that was Themp's game to win. Really kind of depends. That little swirly section at the end, really like can really like make things kind of a crazy toss up just because like suddenly taking the inside route like matters so much. But okay, let's see. That is Winchun's first loss, Later's second win. And then the only one to trip was Nathaniel, so we got that. All right. Now we get to go to a map with Later on it, which is, we got Crab Pool, Mushroom Forest. Aquamarine, Topaz, Garnet, and Onyx. Okay. We're just excluding... we exclude Stump, Block, and Diamond. Yep, that's correct. Alright. Let's go. Alright, which map shall we be going to? Oh, we're back on Onyx. Alright. Crawl's still strong, but no longer dominant. What a world. Yeah, it's crazy. But honestly, you kind of love to see it. I like where Crawl is so far in like the meta right now then. Where it's not as overpowered, but it's still really strong. Like Win Chun still just from the first round had like five wins. But it's not as devastatingly powerful as it was during like Thembo's era. That you're going to Onyx featuring Later, Nathaniel, Papleton, and Winchun. All right. Thembo Crawl was too much. It just really was. No one could stop Thembo Crawl. It was crazy. All right, we got Later, Nathaniel, Papleton. Yeah, it's Winchun. Yep. And that is our lineup for Onyx. Let's go. All right. Who will get boxed? Who will get tested? And who will get pitted? That is the name of the game for this race. Both Winchun and Papleton are smart. It appears only Winchun got boxed this time. That is very unfortunate. That is going to be a lot of ground to cover, and there's unfortunately no crab pool here for Winchun to take advantage of. Meanwhile, while Papleton has a solid swim, it's not enough to maintain a strong lead over Nathaniel. As it looks like Nathaniel is just about able to take a lead here. But the next thing we have coming up is the test. Alright, yep, okay, we're just about reaching the test here. Nathaniel moving a little, or Palpatine moving a little bit faster than the others here. Going straight for that Sonic. Oh, so is Woodshun. Honestly, this is everyone lucked into a pretty easy test here. It would be kind of absurd to see someone lose. Here we go. Off to the races right now. No trips from anyone so far. Just an unfortunate boxing on Winchun, who has been able to make it up. That little water section was important, and just being fast on the test means Later is right now picking up the rear. I thought I heard the sound of a trip, but it sounded like that might have just been part of the soundtrack. Guys, right now, Nathaniel's still in the lead. And yep, still holding, and from the looks of it, it was a pretty solid lead too. Oh, looks like, yep, both of them have been pitted. Looks like this will be, this is Nathaniel's race to win. Unfortunately, everybody got pitted here, and sadly, Later will take a last place. Air trip? Wait, where? I didn't see it. A full pit, yes. Wait, where did I didn't notice that. Where did Later trip? Because I didn't see it. Trip to the testing place? Oh, like right before? Oh, I must have been watching everyone else. Okay. Ah, I see. Right after the question marks. Really? Before the dolls. I unfortunately don't think I have like Shadow Play, so I can't confirm that. I'll take your word for it though. For now. Wouldn't have had to make up that much ground otherwise. I mean, yeah, but also like Later was going up against like Winchun was able to get ahead just because Winchun's got the high intelligence, lucked into the high intelligence stat. So they were able to move through everything quicker, and Later is the slowest swimmer of the group. You're still tripped though? Okay. I'll believe you for now, so. It's not like we're ending season 1, so I can always check the VOD later just to confirm. Because I definitely wasn't looking at Later at the time, is the thing. I was watching everyone else. Yeah. But, regardless, that is still a last place finish for Later. Nathaniel able to take a win. Yeah, we have reportedly a trip from Later. No trips from anyone else. Obviously, 2 of them are crawl strats, so they weren't going to trip anyway. Let's see. Winchun, first time getting boxed. Nobody failed the test, because that was a damn easy test. It will go to the judges panel for review, indeed. And then everybody got pitted, so let me give those out. In terms of the pitting, so now in terms of that category, everyone getting pitted puts Palpatine at 3 for that category, Later's at 4 for that category, Nathaniel in the lead at 5, And Winchun now currently sits at 2 with the both getting boxed and pitted. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So with a Nathaniel win, we will potentially be going to, let's see. Nathaniel is in Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Block Canyon, Topaz, Garnet. Just those? Stump, Forest, Block, Topaz, Gardens. Okay, so no, it's basically no crap for Lock and Marine. Okay, cool. That looks accurate from what I was seeing. Alright. So there we go. Where is our next location? Oh? Yes, indeed. It is Mushroom Forest. Alright, we got the sprint to the finish map. So let's see, who will Nathaniel be facing off against on the Mushroom Forest? It is going to be Nathaniel against Later, Themp, and Sponge. No crawling this time around. It still ultimately comes down to who trips. Who trips will likely get last, and who doesn't trip will likely get first. No! I have to reset the god dang wireless controller again. There we go. Okay, we got it. Sweet. All right. Good luck to all competitors. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's happen somehow. But we got Themp was briefly in first, but right now it looks like Nathaniel is going to hold that. And no! I mentioned Themp and they immediately trip. That is awful. Look how far behind that trip cost them. Meanwhile, is nobody else going to trip? Doesn't look like it. We are already at the end. Dang, it was close, but Nathaniel was able to take it. There we go, waiting for Themp. There we go. Alright, hold on, I gotta record that. Another Nathaniel win, putting them up to 4. Themp, unfortunately, taking another last place placing with that devastating trip, putting them up to 4 trips and 4 last places. Dang, a trip per race, it looks like. Or a trip for every last place. A bad feeling. But that does, for Themp at least, put them currently in the lead for most last places, which It is worth a bonus level. So, always a silver lining. Okay, yeah, and I updated Nathaniel's. Yep, I updated Nathaniel's wins to 4, putting them just 1 behind Win Chun. So Nathaniel remaining competitive. Let's see. That does put us back on. That does put us back on a. Ooh. Let's put us back on a Nathaniel map. So, what do we got? Well, it's the same as last time. Is ever remaining stage, but crab pool, aquamarine, and diamond. Let's go ahead, hop over to that, and spin. Stump Valley, Block Canyon, Topaz, or Garnet. And are we going to? We are going to. Yes. We're going to Topaz. Awesome. Put Dorch back. Here we go. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just had to send a message. But alright, on Topaz. Nathaniel will be returning in the first player slot. Going up against Palpleton later, and oh my, Win Chun. Oh dear. Well, we're getting Win Chun's Topaz races out of the way. Sadly, I think luck was not on Nathaniel's side for this half of the season. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Alright. Let's do it. I think I've mentioned this before, but I looked into some of the mods for the Chao Garden that exist for Sonic Adventure 2, and sadly I couldn't quite find what I was looking for. I was looking for some kind of like thing where I could manipulate like values and rebalance the races, or like some kind of map editor, and sadly I couldn't find either of those. I found a ton of cosmetic stuff though, like a lot. Alright, we are off. Apparently, kind of as expected. Lathan's actually in first right now, blocking out Nathaniel. Picking up the rear. Oh, I expect. There we go. From the corner, we see Win Chun pulling in. Okay, Win Chun able to at least maintain a second. Yeah, later pulling up just the front. Palpatine also just able to barely snag a third place, while Nathaniel able to maintain their lead. Okay, ooh. It looks like, yes, Palpatine taking the complete inside route, snagging second place. Watch it fly, but there they are. Win Chun is coming in. Oh, and Palpatine doing some weird pathing in the middle of that water. And Nathaniel getting out in a lead. Gonna have to watch her in the back. Watch their tip on the map. And it looks like, okay, Nathaniel able to make it to the water. Let's see. But really wish we'd have a different camera angle on here. Looks like, yes, I can see that is Win Shun. Win Shun pulling up and has just taken first, just at about the halfway point. Here we go. Yep. Unfortunately, Nathaniel decently behind, or not Nathaniel, Hamilton decently behind both Nathaniel and Win Shun, but still solidly ahead of later, so doesn't have to worry about a last place finish. But dang, that lead, I don't think that's a lead Nathaniel can make up. And once again, oh, and a trip. A trip from Nathaniel, not sacrificing their place again at all, so you know what? Good for them, padding those scores. And here we go. Later, unfortunately, pulling up the rear, going up against the three strongest swimming on a heavy swim map. What can you expect? Still fought valiantly. Still did a good job. There we go. From what I could tell, that was the only Nathaniel was the only trip, putting them at 6. Still behind later, who has a tentative trip, will require a VOD review. Every map is a heavy swim map, which is bullshit. It's like 4. 4 of them are heavy swim, and it is definitely bullshit. Swim is overpowered. You will not see me disagree with that. Alright, Win Shun taking their 6th victory, later taking their 3rd last place. Only one trip that race. So yeah, we will continue. We have now a Win Shun map to go to. Here's my favorite underwater platformer. Yes. Alright, Win Shun we have on Crab Pool, Block Canyon, and Diamond. Oh really? Yeah. I guess Win Shun was kind of front-loaded on the first round. So not the most on the others. But still the one most favorable for Win Shun, Crab Pool. Is when his reason swim is so strong. Shorky rises. Yes. Win Shun carrying on the legacy of Shorky, doing what Shorky unfortunately just couldn't do. Yeah, okay, hold on, sorry. Let's go ahead and confirm. Yep, okay, it's literally between Crab Pool, Block Canyon, and Diamond. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get that set up. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Oh. And we're going to Diamond. All right. I think this will be the first Win Shun appearance on Diamond. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we did Onyx. Yeah, okay, cool. I was just making sure the board was all good. Alright, I believe this is... Yes, this is Win Shun's first time on Diamond. So, who will Win Shun be facing on Diamond? Is the question you might be thinking, and it is in fact Win Shun versus Sponge, Pappleton, and Themk. Shorty had the lowest possible swim, but pioneers are important indeed. Shorty had the right call, but not the tools to execute. But we respect them nonetheless. Okay. So you have Winchun, Sponge, Pappleton, them. Alright. This will be interesting. We got 3 high intelligence Chows and Thump. Let's go. Alright, here we go. So, who's getting boxed? Oh no! Winchun and Palpatine have gotten boxed! Meaning Sponge gets to take the lead! And them not too far behind. Alright, both Winchun and Palpatine back up. Hopefully both of them will be able to catch up in the water sections. We'll see what happens. Palpatine definitely going to be enforced for a little bit here. And Sponge already halfway up the wall. And them also about halfway up now. Here we go. It's hard to tell who's at the top of the wall yet right now. It looks like Sponge has reached. And Palpatine just barely able to take a slight edge end of that wall. Alright, hey Sponge. First, be done with their fruit, still maintaining that edge. Here we go. Okay, yep. Winchun currently in last, but we have this little water section where I expect Winchun to just blast ahead as Sponge's lead just deteriorates before their eyes. Poor Sponge. Winchun, yep, Winchun has just barely managed to take first. Them doing their darndest, doing their best. It's like, Winchun able to take a more inside route than them. Oh jeez, here everyone's just gonna blast by them. Alright, yep, looks like everyone's getting the right route. Can't really see what's going on with them. What's them? No, Themk! No! Themk has been tested! No! Themk has failed! Dear Lord, Winchun is so far ahead. Holy cow. Keeping an eye. Sponge is barely holding the lead over Palpatine, but that's definitely not going to last. As we enter the crab pool. Here we go. It's very important for them to avoid another last place finish. Try to get ahead of Sponge. Although to be fair, Temp does have the lead on last places, so a last place here could actually be advantageous. Meanwhile, that massive lead Winchun has It ain't even a contest. Oh my gosh. Wow, Themp still in last. One of the best, really hard to tell the distances here. Palpatine definitely in a solid position for second place. Alright, Winshun just now running out of stamina. Oh, gets pitted. That's a pit and a box for Winshun. I hate they give us this camera angle. I can't see what's happening. Oh, Palpatine gets pitted. What's going on? Alright, that's a pitting for Sponge and a pitting. Alright, everyone got pitted. Okay, fair. There we go. Sponge able to take third, and Themp has taken a last place placing once again. I didn't see any trips. I don't know if anyone else did, but I did not see any. So, looks like no trips, but a bunch of stuff happened with the box and testing categories, certainly. So Themp went from 4 last place placings to 5 now. Winshun taking that lead puts their win total up to 7 at the moment. Let's see. Box and testing categories. 30 minutes left for me. Sounds good. That was a performance from Winshun. Indeed, that certainly was a performance. Let's see. Winshun got boxed. Palpatine got boxed. Everyone got pitted, so let's go ahead and update that as well. Oops. Sponge got pitted, and then Themp got tested. So that's a +2 to the box test pitted category for everyone but Sponge, who only got pitted. So yeah, that's it's a tight race, but Themp is currently in the lead with 6 total points for the box and testing category, which is crazy. Need to do basketball stuff tomorrow. Gotcha. All good. But dang, honestly, I expected more trips, but to be fair, half the field are on the crawl strat, so, you know, just how it goes. Alright, Winshun took it again, so we're going to... I think it's literally just between Crab Pool and Block Canyon. Yes. Okay. Yep. Just had to confirm that. Alright. Back to the wheel we go. Crab Pool or Block Canyon, what will it be? It might as well just be... Yeah, I was like, it might as well just be Crab Pool. Alright. Need to put those back. There we go. Yes. Okay. Cool. We're good with everything. All right. All right. It's Crab Pool. This is going to be a blowout for Winshun, especially because Winshun's opponents are Later, Themp, and Sponge. Throwing no shade to any of the competitors here, except maybe Sponge, who's definitely going to lose this. But this crab pool race, Winchun is short their two biggest rivals in the swim category. So it's just kind of a guarantee, which does mean in the crab pool we'll see the second and third highest swim, Nathaniel and Pappleton, face off, but it's crab pool. This is kind of deterministic. It's the one downside to crab pool is you just kind of know there's no chance for surprises that I've seen. I think we have seen once there was a trip on at like the very beginning of crab pool. I think. But it's like very unlikely. Not compared to like Block Canyon where there is a chance of tripping at the start of Block Canyon. Road trip. All thing we have seen earlier. Yeah. It was like once. It was crazy. Yep. Dang. There we go. Okay, I was like, dang, Themp is still in fourth, but nah, there we go. They took it. Look at that. Look how far behind. Later's trying. They're trying their best. I'm just gonna update. I'm gonna update the chart now. That's a win for Winchun and a last place for Sponge. Really nothing else to say there. Alright. Well, Winchun took that one. There is only one Winchun map remaining in round 2 of the races, which is Block Canyon, so we don't even need to spin. We're just going straight to Block Canyon. Here, Winchun will be facing off against... very similar to what they faced off against last time. It'll be Winchun versus Nathaniel, Pappleton, and Themp. There we go. We got it. Ugh. Yep, okay. Winchun domination, indeed. Alright. Let's see. I think... I'm just going to make a guess here. I think this will come down to... Nathaniel probably has the advantage here. But Pappleton of this group has the highest power, so... they'll have the biggest advantage in the actual wall. Okay, here we go. So, Nathaniel currently still in the lead. Ooh, but there we go. Pappleton taking the lead. Winchun with the lowest power. This is probably going to be, yes, be a last place finish. There we go. This is a Dojo build. Not a Dojo build. It's just a solid race build in early game. Yeah, pretty much. All right. So let's go ahead and update that. Let's get pretty quick. No trips to report. Winchun taking last place placing, their second so far. And Palpatine taking their second win. Yay, good for Palpatine. There we go. That was not bad at all. I think if Winchun wanted to avoid a last place in that race, it really would have just been preying on the downfall of either Themk or Nathaniel. Like, one of them tripped, that's an easy, like, though that one's dead. They're out of the race. Alright, so we got that. We've got... Yeah, we got 3 remaining. Forgot, we got 3 remaining. Oh, I forgot to remove Black Canyon. Yeah, we got 3 remaining. We got Stump Valley, Aquamarine, and Garnet. Palpatine is on all of those, so I don't have to make any adjustments to the wheel. Let's go. Aha! Alright. We're going to Garnet. Okay. And on Garnet, Palpatine will be facing off against... Oops, wrong way. Palpatine will be facing off against Sponge, Later, and Nathaniel. Oh, wrong controller. Here we go. All right. All right, let's do this. I think from Palpatine's perspective, their biggest threat is going to be Later, though. Shouldn't underestimate Nathaniel. Honestly, probably shouldn't underestimate Sponge, though. We do have a small water section, which is definitely going to be a major detriment to Sponge in this race. So yeah, once again, as is always the case with a Chao going on the troll strat, it's just all about doing that intimidating stare. You know, you just want to jinx and curse all your opponents into tripping. And meanwhile, Later is just trying to stay on their feet. Same with Nathaniel. Do some good routing. Later, off to a fantastic start with some very good routing. Immediately giving them a slight lead here. Here we go in the water. Nathaniel and Palpatine will do some catching up on that. Yep, there we go. Nathaniel already taking the lead, though. Very early on in the climbing, Later is able to take that on. And Sponge pulling up the rear. Real question, can Palpatine steal second from Nathaniel? Yes. Yes, right there towards the end of our climbing section. Here we go, moving on to the trees. Keep an eye out for any potential trips. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Sponge electing to go for a far out tree, you know, savoring that opportunity to be in first, if only for a little bit. All Palpatine getting a little stuck on the tree there. That's not very good. Here we go. Later off to a strong lead. Oh, that was a trip from Sponge. Oh no. Oh, meanwhile, oh, Nathaniel trips as well. Giving Palpatine an opportunity to take second. But Later's lead is just so strong. I don't think, unless a double trip, I don't think Palpatine has a chance to take this one. But that's still fine. That means Palpatine gets to continue holding on to the least losses so far. Alright, there we go. Alright. Another victory for Later. Alright, let's go ahead and update this. Later takes their 3rd win. Sponge takes their 4th last place. A trip puts them up to 4. And a trip from Nathaniel puts them up to 7. Tied with Later's tentative 7 trips as well. Let's see. Yep, and that's all. That's all the updates on that end. So, Later, what remaining races does Later have? I mean, we're really just down to Stump Valley and Aquamarine. And Later is not on Stump Valley. Later is on Aquamarine, so we're going to Aquamarine. Alright. Ah, wrong one. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Alright. And on Aquamarine, Later will face them. Them. Sponge and Pappleton. Let's do it. Alright, I think Sponge got this in the bag for last place, at least, probably. As far as who gets first, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's Pappleton. Pappleton doesn't have either of their bracket demons, so yeah. I'm honestly gonna go to bed. It's been up too late the last few days. Sounds good. Sounds good. You have a good night, Kenny. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for hanging out and doing all that. Thank you for cheering on Later. And honestly, wish Later luck. This is Later's last race of round 2. And then we got like 1 round of the dojo left. So yeah, you have a good night. Here we go. Man, Later decided to take the very outside portion of this little water section. Meanwhile, Pappleton guaranteeing first right now. And building up a solid lead. Later in second at the moment. Sponge in 4th. Here we go. Let's see. Pappleton able to maintain that lead. If no one can close the gap, then Sponge or Pappleton is just going to run away with this once we get to the crab pool. About to do that. Looking, seeing no trips from anyone right now. Alright, with them briefly able to get out ahead of Later, thanks to a good fly. But nope, Later has now overtaken them. But Sponge looks like we can't really tell without a different camera angle, but Sponge looks to be solidly behind everyone else. So Pappleton just gradually just pulling ahead. Yeah, nothing really else much to say right now. It's the crab pool section, you know. Here we go. Oh yeah, Sponge very far behind. And Pappleton getting out of the water, just rushing forward. Yep, and being a crawler, there's no chance for a trip. This is solidly... Oh! Later taking a trip. This is solidly Pappleton's win, but Later sneaking in a little trip there at the very end. Still able to maintain second. And there we go. Alright. Later with a trip. Winning them. Their trip total now a tentative 8. Let's see. No other trips from any other competitors that I observed. So all we gotta do. Pappleton at 3 wins. Sponge at 5 last place placings, currently tying them with them. So, pretty tight race for most last places right now. Okay, and now the final race of round 2 will be on Stump Valley. Appleton happens to be on, so it'll be... It just kind of works out like that sometimes. So Palpatine on Stump Valley will be going up against Sponge, Nathaniel, and Them. There we go. We did it. Alright, we're good. Alright, hard to really tell who's being strongest here. That final stretch, pathing really, really matters. I'd say the two front runners are definitely going to be Palpatine and Nathaniel here. I'm honestly kind of leaning towards Nathaniel. I think Nathaniel, with good swim and good run, is going to be able to like kind of pull this out. Presuming no trips, of course. Oh, but them getting to the wall first. And we'll do that. Let's see. Who knows? Them could take this. No? It's always a possibility. Oh, dang, look at that lead Them has. Oh, but Nathaniel coming in with the inside route. Oh, it is going to be close, but... Did Them win it? I think Them won it by a hair. Oh my goodness! Look at that! The Dark Horse candidate! The Dark Horse candidate coming in and winning it as their first win, while Sponge is handed their 6th last place. So, at the moment, indeed. It was super, super close. I think, Them's fly meant they barely had to deal with the water at all, and had like decent enough power to kind of like to push through, or like no one was able to really catch up after. So that was crazy. That was awesome to see. So at the moment, that means Sponge is taking the lead for most last places, while Them is actually tied for least wins with Sponge right now. So, you know, maybe a double-edged sword, but, you know, we'll take it. A win's a win. Well, yeah, congratulations. Congratulations to Them. And that is all the races we have for round 2. So now we will do... No, this win was a loss of points. Yes, indeed. It truly was. I'll be honest, there was no world... I think there was no world in which Themp was losing to Sponge. But getting that win, that actually stings. That would have... I think strategically, it would have been better for Nathaniel to have pulled it off, but... You know, it happens. So, that'll be it for the races tonight, but we still have round 3 of the dojo. We'll just do round 3. We'll save rounds 4 and 5 for the next segment. So, we're going a little bit longer. And start. To start off round 3, we have Later versus Nathaniel. All right. Let's see. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know enough about their builds. I think for the most part, these two are like gonna be pretty even. They're both kind of generalists. Neither of them have the smart gene. I think, but the thing is, I don't think either of them really have the power to like pull this away. Later is definitely physically stronger than Nathaniel, but you know, we'll see. Ultimately, what all Nathaniel needs is for this to go to time. Win or lose, this going to time guarantees. This going to time guarantees that a bonus award. It guarantees the timeout award for Nathaniel. Well, this is also, I think, these are currently the 2 undefeateds right now. So that does actually matter. Thing, no dodging. It's just turn-based symmetrical violence. Oh my god. 7 seconds left. Oh, and a dodge from later. 3 seconds to go. Hey! And it is a timeout. It is a... So, hold on. First off, that is the first dodge we've seen from later. Congrats on that. Later takes a win, making them with a 3-1 record, while Nathaniel is now at a 2-1. No dodges, but a loss via timeout, meaning the majority of their matches have gone to timeout. So, this still ultimately works out for Nathaniel, as they have absolutely guaranteed themselves a bonus award. Meanwhile, later, that is their second win via timeout. So, yeah. Dang, right now, later in the lead for the dojo wins right now. But moving on to the next round, we have a battle of Palpatine versus Them. Alright. I want a good, clean fight. Let's see how this goes. The question will be, will this go to time? Or will it be a KO? Will Palpatine dealing a bunch of damage to Theft right now? Oh, and a dodge from Palpatine? It's gonna hurt Theft really bad. Just about out of zeal. Ooh. Dang. Getting that hit in, that was really rough. Palpatine walking up. Oh, but them able to at least get a dodge in. And 1 for 1 on the dodges, both at center stage. Ooh, but most of the hits Palpatine is doing big damage to Theft right now. Yeah, now 25 seconds. A second dodge from Theft. Palpatine is on the verge of running out of zeal. We need a refill very soon. Any second now. Ooh, wait, getting a hit in still. Oh. Them getting a hit in just before running out of zeal. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is a timeout. Alright. So let's see. Theb getting 2 dodges in. With them up to 4 right now. Palpatine got 1 in as well, so that puts them up to 3. That is a win via timeout for Palpatine, putting them 1 timeout away from getting the timeout award. Meanwhile, them, a loss via timeout, but that still works out, as that is 2 losses via timeout and a win via timeout. So, once again, the timeout award, them grabs it, which I think kind of makes sense. Season 1, not everyone's hitting super hard. we're not going to see too many KOs or ring outs. So, honestly, probably expecting everyone might just end up getting a timeout award. We'll see. Let's see. That is Themp's third loss. Palpatine's second win. And yeah, okay, sweet. So now the final matchup of round 3 and the final one of this session, which, you know, we got quite a bit of progress in. We are having Win Chun versus Sponge. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Alright, I'm expecting a Win Chun victory here. The real question will be, will it be via timeout? That is the important question here. So far, Sponge has not had a single round go to time. Sponge has gotten KO'd both times, so... But Sponge, or Win Chun currently slow and doesn't hit very hard. Very tanky. Oh! Dodge from Sponge? Interesting. Maybe Sponge is hoping to get some timeouts. Or at the very least, compete for the Dodges award. Though least dodges is a thing as well. And right now, Sponge currently sitting with a lead. Whoa. Hey, Win Chun, what you doing? You're just staring. Oh, Win Chun with a dodge? That punch looks like it's about even right now. Oh, and a second dodge from Win Chun. A second dodge from Sponge as well. Oh, but Win Chun is run out of zeal. Oh. Oh no, Win Chun needs to get that hit in right now. Oh, but just too slow. Just too slow to make it happen. Oh no. And that means Sponge takes their first win, and their first win via timeout. Win Chun unfortunately taking a second loss, their second loss via timeout, which does still qualify them for the timeout award, so it works out. Meanwhile, both of them got 2 dodges, bringing Win Chun's total up to 3, and Sponge having a total of 2. So, all right. That was over quick. Okay, so we're about now most of the way through the first half of season 1, and probably tack that on to like the start of like another stream sometime this week. We'll figure it out. Well, yeah. So far, 3 Chao have been able to guarantee the timeout award. It's entirely possible we could see depends. The fact that Sponge was able to take a match at a time means it's possible we could see 1 or even 2 Chao grab the all by decision award, which is the one where all of your rounds were determined either went to time or by ring out. You know, it was a like no KO run. Like you never actually got KO'd type run. You know, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun to see. Because we got we got rounds 4 and 5 remaining. So that's 2 fights for every Chao still to go. Later, currently in the lead with 3. Later, currently in the lead with 3. Them currently has the most losses, so potentially able to maintain that that bonus award for most losses. Also in the lead currently for most dodges at 4, with Palpatine and Win Chun currently not far behind with 3. The least dodges award current leader is looking to be Later, who has only been able to dodge once. And yeah, on the racing side, we definitely have a clear leader of the pack in Win Chun, who has managed to take 8 wins, currently kind of showing a level of dominance, a Thembo-esque level of dominance here. And just how important it is, how like valuable swim is, especially in the early game, and how the crawl strat really can benefit you, especially if your Chao doesn't have like the best of luck. Let's see. Actually, I'm curious how many, because Win Chun was kind of front-loaded in round 1 and had a decent number of races in round 2. Win Chun had... Oh, yeah. Win Chun's got like 7 more races coming up. I think Win Chun's probably in a good position to possibly like make an attempt at matching Thembo's record for wins in a half season. I think Thembo, I have the spreadsheet. I have the info. I think the record is 14. Yeah, twice Thembo managed to achieve 14 wins in a single half season. So that'll be crazy to see if Win Chun could actually try to make a run for that. I don't know. At the very least, I think Win Chun could end the season with like 11 wins, which is definitely up there. That's the same amount that like Adat had at the end of the second half of season 1. Win Chun's got an Aquamarine to do. It's got a Diamond, which we saw Win Chun was very strong on Diamond. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, currently that surprise upset victory of Them in Stump Valley has actually kind of hurt them a little bit, as they had previously had 0 wins, but now they are tied for the least wins category with Sponge. Meanwhile, Sponge's last place, which was probably a guarantee, realistically, on Stump Valley, has put them in the lead for most last places. So, yeah, very, very interesting. As far as the trips category goes, I'm going to double check the VOD on that trip claim that Kenny was making about later in the diamond race, because I didn't see it, but I also wasn't necessarily looking at later, so we'll just have to double check. We'll see. Because if they did trip, they're in the lead for both trips with 8. If they didn't, they're tied with Nathaniel, who has 7. We'll see. The box and testing category, currently the leader on that is, for most, is Them. I'm gonna double check, but I believe we did have we did include the least box and testing category as well. We have the most and least for that. I'll double check. I have it written down somewhere, but for the least getting box and testing so far, we have Sponge at 2. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. In general, everybody's been like obviously the stats, including the pitted, like most Chao are getting pitted most of the time. It's actually rarer when they don't get pitted. But it definitely buffs the numbers like a lot, which is it's just more exciting. It is. And they just may not get pitted, and that shakes up the results. And then so far, no ring outs, no ring out losses, no ring out wins. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That is definitely an aspect of like the dojo build. If you can build out a Chao that is like good at like bullying other Chaos to the edge and just getting those ring outs, like it's a bonus level per ring out, so you could potentially rack up like 5 ring outs if you do that. Which if you do 5 ring out wins, then like you know then get the most wins award as well. So we'll have to see if that ends up being like really strong, or if anyone's able to come out with some like counter strategies. And obviously, like dodging is always the thing. Dodging is really strong, but it's also very RNG based. So sometimes someone with like barely any fly can manage to pull out like a couple dodges in a row and just have some crazy upsets. Yeah, so I think that will be it for now. Yeah, I'll definitely try to get started next time, like earlier. Trying to think when the next stream will be. It's a possibility. It's still a possibility. Tuesday. I've been having stuff to do on Tuesday. So that'll be tentative. It's like a likely not, but maybe. And then Friday's always open. I don't think I have anything that's going to impede me on Friday. Yeah. So probably most likely Friday we're doing it. Might do some Rivals of Aether, get some of that in. Definitely gonna get Sonic X Shadow Generations downloaded, and we'll play for that before moving on to the bottom 3 of the Sonic Metacritic playthrough that had been on hiatus for so long. But oh my god, I can't believe we finally get to do it again. But yeah, that is the plan. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. It's about midnight, so this is a pretty reasonable time to call it, I would say. And hey, I'd say the start of Chao League 2 off to a great start. We do, of course, end up having still one Chao that's very dominant, but it's the first half of the first season. We already know the power stats, but things will, I'm sure we'll see some things shaken up.
Stage select.
Yeah, all right. Just gonna hop over to that. There we go. Okay. Mute my TV. Woo. Well, yeah. Hope everybody was having fun, having a good time. Yeah. Trying to think. I need to focus and get what my what the current priorities are for stuff, because I do want to keep playing Luigi's Mansion 2. We started that on Halloween. And I was really enjoying it. So it's really just about it's really just about opening up and making sure that I'm getting more streams in. I'm just gonna have to work around that. I'm gonna have to like basically reconfigure some time because due to the technical issues were making it harder to stream, I kind of ended up like using up some of my days that were usual stream days to do other things. So it's just about like just reworking that stuff. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Just immediately gonna throw myself into parking lot mode because I know me. That's where we're at right now. We're in the parking lot. We're in the parking lot, refusing to wrap this shit up. I will start looking at I will go ahead and start looking at raid targets. And I had not looked at my Twitch dashboard, but at all. But it looks like we're all good. We're still rocking it. Twitch still telling me I have an unstable connection, but screw it. It's better than what it's better than what it was before. All right. Let's go ahead and see who is currently live. Wow, not a lot of people right now. But ooh, I see someone only just recently went live. We have good old Shinnigan Doodles playing some Zales of Zestiria. Is that it? Zestiria? I think that's one of the Tales games I bought. I don't know. I remember buying a bunch of Tales games during a Steam sale with the intention to eventually play them, but it was like in the throes of the Sonic playthrough, so it was like no, we couldn't really play much else. Zestiria is fun, sweet. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and raid Shinnigan Doodles. Tales is real nice. I have seen a little bit of Tales. I've seen a little bit of Tales gameplay and stuff, and it does look like a pretty fun RPG series. So it'll be something to get to eventually. It's like on the docket. It's just we have a bunch of stuff. It's just a bunch of like rebuilding like the stream schedule out, getting the Sonic Metacritic playthrough done, and just a bunch of stuff to work through. We got the Chao League started off to, in my opinion, honestly, a great start. And yeah, I will say what's on my mind. That one chatter that just dropped in to be like, "And you're a doctor, right?" Like, that immediately came off as like, are you okay? Like, you seem kind of hostile. And then they just never said anything after that, so I don't know. It was kind of like not worth engaging in, but it definitely stuck in my head. I'm like, did they just pop in just to say that? Like, are they okay? I don't know. Some people get oddly defensive about things, but oh well. All right. Guys, anything else to talk about? I don't know. Last Saturday I did some baking. That was fun. I haven't done that in a while. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. I basically just took one recipe and then like shoved a half a cup of cocoa powder into the recipe, and as you'd expect, that meant that there was just a little too much dry ingredients, so they didn't quite turn out. The cookies didn't turn quite out the way I wanted them to, but they still tasted good. So it's just a note for next time of like, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna toy around with this or that or the other thing. Yeah. And yeah, definitely gonna be. I think I should be able to stream Sunday. There is like a rivals tournament, but it's like kind of a bit of a ways for me, and I don't really feel like going. Plus, I don't know. I want to use my Sundays for stream again. Also, freaking, I need to start taking days off from work. We're getting close to the end of the year. I got a bunch of hours I need to use. So we might, I might try to do some like daytime streams for that. I don't know. I say that, and then I try to do it, and then I'm just not very good at making those plans. We'll figure it out. I feel like I owe y'all some more streams after like 7 months of barely barely managing to get streams together. So, and y'all have like stuck with me, so I feel like I gotta try to do some fun things. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually get this raid of Shinigami duels started. Shinigami is playing Tales of Zestiria, a little anime style RPG. It'll be fun. I'm gonna show them some love, and I am going to get some rest. Actually, I have a few small things to take care of, but they're small and not that big a deal. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn this TV off before I forget to turn it off. Yeah. Whew. Anything else? No, I don't think so. Don't think so. Oh yeah, we've been watching, I've been showing Kenny Dragon Ball Z Abridged as part of like the Sunday movie nights. We've also just been including like some like parody shows and other stuff whenever we don't like quite have time to sit through a movie. That's been a blast. It's been so much fun reliving that shit. But yeah. Okay. I have now rambled on too long. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Show Shinigami Doodles some love, and I will see you all next time. Take care.